Hey, music, hey. What happens here? That won't work, will it? Like, on my phone, like this. Phone. There we go. Hello. Bonjour. ¿Cómo está? Hello. Salut. What? Why is it not? How's my day going? It's going. Other than I'm late hanging out with you guys. I might have to cut it up short too, because I'm busy doing some stuff. And it is hot here. I should be siestaing, I think is what the word is. Happy Canada Day, everybody. It is that time of the year that Canada celebrates its Confederation in 1876, which is 150, 70. I don't know. Somebody else has got better math than me. Sorry, I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it'll work. Oops. Bang, bang. Next. So, as you can see, I haven't shaved in a while. I'm a little dirty. I got a new hat. This is where I used to work. For those of you who don't know, I'm been hanging out at a old friend of mine's house in Kelowna, British Columbia. And sadly, I lost my friend the day I arrived. So I've been hanging out here, helping out around the house with his wife and his son. And yeah, just trying to make sure that everything is, how do you say, tickety boo before I leave. Big shout out to everybody in the room here. Penny, Woodswoman. Ooh. Michael Johnson, Mr. Armchair. How's it going, brah? And Sandra, welcome. It is beautiful here. We've been suffering with a temperature of around 32 to 35, 70, 100, around 100 degrees here in Kelowna. I am definitely not used to this desert type heat. It does get that hot usually in BC, but I'm usually hunkered down somewhere in the woods where it's cool and wet. But sitting around doing nothing has really started to affect me, especially my breathing. It's been insane. Right, January. What a great, you know what, Woodswoman? That is when I started mine. I moved to Alberta and I started building out my van. I think I was there in November. And by mid-January, I was headed back to BC with my tail between my legs and my van partially converted. So congratulations. I hope that you're doing it because it's a choice and you're not too much forced into it. It was kind of a choice for me and kind of forced into it, but I had lots of experience at it. So, and I love it. This is it'll be 3 years in January since I moved into a van. So I'm at 2.5 years. Love it. Hello, Vermont Lori. Barbara, all the way from Wisconsin. Peace. What's everybody doing this fine weekend? Sitting at home watching Brent on YouTube. Cheers. It's been a long couple of weeks. I picked up my camera for 2 days a little while ago. I actually took off, went and hung out with my yeah, I can't wait to be free. Exactly, freedom. I don't like it here. Can't say that when you live in the sticks and bricks. Sure can move quickly in a van. I took off for a few days. I went up I'm in Kelowna, British Columbia, which is in the interior BC, which is much like a desert, California-ish kind of thing, with some huge warm lakes and beautiful rolling hills, desert like. And I've been here helping out, as I was saying, but my sister lives 30 minutes north of here. So I snuck away for a couple days this week to go hang out with her and her kids and her kids, her grandkids. And so it was nice to get away and see some family and then come back. And we had businesses showing up here. Maid service came in to clean the house, and we also had carpet cleaners in yesterday. So basically, I'm almost ready to go, but I've taken on a new project, which is coming up in a video soon to be released here on Brent's the Van Life channel. Got to keep busy, got to remember how to use the camera. When you put that in a camera, it gets hard to be actually get in front of a camera and be that normal person again, I guess, as normal as I can be, right? Talking to myself in front of a computer, right? People walk by and you're going, hey, how's it going? I'm just talking to my friends here in Michigan and Scotland. Hello, Claire. What was that show where the girl's name was Claire, but she was from England or from Canton, North America, and she was dating the Scotsman with the red hair and the kilt, but back in time. She went back in time. Hello, Billy T. How's it going? Lori just had her knee replacement. Lucky you. Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic. Hello. I'm from Prague. Hi, Susanna. Happy Canada. Yep. Oh, good for you, Woodswoman. I'm happy. I like your username. Are you gonna be putting out videos on YouTube for us too? And it doesn't matter where you are; it can become depressing. Yeah, that's why we have to find the positive in things constantly and try to figure out things like this. I don't get what places are, and Billy, unedited places. What about places? Outlander. That's what it was, Claire. I loved the accent whenever he calls his girlfriend Claire or his wife or whatever she turned into. But Claire. Oh, did you? Okay, I'm sorry. I watched like the first season of it. I didn't get into the second season too much. But people across the I'm wearing headsets, so I don't know why, because I can't hear anything. You guys aren't talking to me. Any good old questions you guys need me to answer for you, other than what kind of blades I use? I say we get a bit lazy around here. You know, being out of touch is a good thing. Hola. My favorite snow Mexican. Hola. Thanks, Jessica. I love it. A 23 Ultra. Nice. I'm not an Android user anymore. I got hooked on iPhones and never looked back. How much energy does my CPAP machine use? I have the EB3A, which is, I believe, a 400 ampere, 400 water, something like that. I cannot use the heating tubes on my humidifier, and it uses the whole thing over an 8 or 9 hours sleep. Billy was talking about the knee replacement. Yes, we only get one kick at the can, and I'm still waiting. Oh my God, I just got a phone call from the knee replacement people, and I'm still running through tests. So I got heart tests to run. Now I got to go do a BiPAP machine run and a sleeping test run, and everything's getting set up. I'm on my way back to the coast here. I should be there. Oh, probably in the next couple weeks, maybe. You guys will be all caught up here because I've had such a hiatus here, not filming and doing anything. All I've been doing is editing my old videos that I picked up until I drove here. And we've been hanging out here taking care of business. So, all the new phones, if you have any newer phone, Woodswoman, you're going to be like totally amazed with your phones. You also might want to look at different types of things like these things here if you can actually find them. This is a small rig casing. It's made out of aluminum, but if you look on it, these are all for your for like putting your tripods on, or lighting, or microphones, or anything when they're all over on them. So it's like having a little mini. Mine has a handle. I haven't ordered the extra units for it, but for steadying your pictures and smoothly, just like you see them on TV doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, those CPAP machines. I wish I had mine with me right now because literally being here in the desert, it's so much drier and much more hotter than I'm used to. So I'm like literally struggling with breathing and stuff. I'm up here, and which means I have to slow down. Hello, Lorene. You still way up north, are you? That's good. I saw you doing laundry. I knew it was you. Wasn't too sure when I started watching the video, and then I saw the tie-dye in the dryer, and I went, oh, this must be Lorene's channel. How's it going, Danny? I know, eh? It's like I'm getting really crappy sleep, Sharon. And I'm looking forward to is getting back on the island, Vancouver Island. I don't think I'm gonna probably be down there for the next couple of years. I don't plan on leaving the island anytime in the near future. I think Brent's Adventures will be showing you guys British Columbia's beautiful West Coast and Vancouver Island. And when I get down there, I'll probably hang out with my friends for the first little while, and then I'll probably head up north where it's going to be cooler and there's a lot more hideaway places and not being so touristy. We're going to find some really cool lakes and stuff to hang out. Michael, how's my good friend Blue Light Mike? Wanda Henry, hello to you. Miss Turner. Yeah, I got a video that I'm working on. I'm trying to change directions, but I keep running into roadblocks, and I have this idea what I want to do. And I actually had a chance to go out and shoot something I want to do, which is a lot like if any of you guys watch him, his name is Dustin Porter from Destination Adventure. I love his type of videos. He's documentary stylish but fun guy to be hanging around with, and so I'm thinking about doing something like that. Hey guys, hit the like button. Don't forget to leave comments. It is so weird, you guys. Like, I sat for almost 2 or 3 months trying to break the 5,000, and all of a sudden we went wham, and we hit up to like 5,300, and I've stalled again. And I know what a lot of it is. I believe a lot of it is because of this beautiful blue weather. Where look at that sky, which allows a lot more of us to be actually leaving our apparatuses at home or not being on them because, wow, we got barbecues to do. We got people to see. It's beautiful out. Going for walks. Yeah, so I can see that. And so disappointing because I was so excited. Swing down to the Peace Park, going to the island. It's on the U.S.-Canada border. Oh, Peace Park. You're talking on the border down on 167th Street, 176th. I can't remember which one it is. Hi, Linda. How's it going? Right? 4th of July's come up, you guys. So that's your Independence Day. That's when you guys celebrate your independence. And our Confederation is today. Look at this. Jose, the road trip queen. She's out gallivanting in Quebec City. She's been sending me pictures of Chateau La Frontenac. I'm surprised she hasn't sent me. Oh, that's Montreal. Okay, never mind. Yeah, she's out enjoying her van life. She says after coming here to Vancouver Island and jumping in her van and driving home, that she realizes how much more fun it is. Are you listening? Where'd that lady go there? The woods woman, Jose, the road trip queen here, is yeah, she bit the bullet last winter in January and drove out to the West Coast and spent 4 months out here, 5 months. Yeah, 4.5 months. Anyways, she came out here and she went home to her house and she says, I can't handle being at home. So now she just took a big long, well, she went home for a while, rode her motorcycle, and now she's back in her van out in Quebec City. Hey, Paco, how's it going? I'm not the man. You're the man. No, I'm not the man. You're the man. Happy Canada Day. Yes, Barbara. We haven't had blue skies in a month to smoke. Oh, you must be, yeah, out east. Yeah. Well, you know what? This is the first time I've seen these skies that without the smoke. They were having it in northern Alberta, and I didn't get to see any of the wildfires. I know I did see smoke from a distance. I never had to encounter it, but that is the first time that I've had it in years by being up here. Mike W. Hope all is well. Happy Canada Day. Thank you, sir. What's with the fires? I think it has something to do with the world going through what it normally goes through, like what it's done for millions and millions and millions of years. It'll get super, super hot, and then it'll get super, super cold. And I don't think anybody really knows. So van life is a must. I love it. Keep your Canadian smoke up there. Yeah. I remember back in years ago, you guys used to want all of our Canadian smoke. Remember what you guys need to do is get all your fans off of the Walmart shelves and line them up at the border and then plug them all in at once. That way you can buy more energy from us. No way, Jose. So I have a video coming out tomorrow. You guys are really going to enjoy it. Well, I hope you do. So I'm just kind of really laid back with what's been going on in my life recently and really having a different look at life. It's funny that we have to have Linda, I just read your message. It's funny how life changes when we lose somebody. And yeah, so I've been sitting back and reflecting quite a bit. And it's really one of these, I don't know, hard to explain, especially watching other people go through it. My buddy and his wife were together for 27 years. And she's taking it seems to take it well, but we see past it because really she's not doing a lot other than walking around in the fog because she was his main caregiver. He was in a lot of pain, so she doted over him for probably the last 10, 15 years. So, and not having that job anymore kind of puts the person in their place. So, it's pretty crazy. Hello, Camilla. How are you doing? I hope you're not up too late. The queen is in the house. Hi, Pixie. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the live. Welcome to Brent's greenhouse. So I just tilt it just a bit. Bring this in towards me. Tilt it just a bit. I want some of that blue sky up here. Come on. Oh. Is it working? Not quite as blue as my hat. Thanks, Dan. You know what? I really enjoy making them. I enjoy sharing my life. I sent a video to a friend of mine, which was quite the inspiration when I started making these videos. I had a few inspirational people in my life that made me think about doing this. One of them was Steve Wallace. Steve Wallace, if you go back, Steve Wallace, step 2, Steve, camping with Steve. He made a video called Boondocking. It was one of his first videos. You'll have to go all the way down to the beginning. And it's probably 9 years ago that Steve made this video. And it was all about him moving from northern Alberta to the west coast of British Columbia and moving into a motorhome. He'd lost his car because it was on payments, yada, yada, yada. Bought an old piece of crap motorhome, lived in there. And he went exploring and learned how to boondock and not pay for camping. The next guy that came out was Forrest Stevens. And he's the guy that you see doing a lot of van. He's the Canadian guy that does a lot of van tours. He started another one on how much Instagram and van life was blowing. Instagram was blowing up van life and making how fake it was because we're always in the best spots, and they don't show the tough parts about being in van life. So I watched his documentary on that. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's out there to be found. Forrest Stevens, can't remember I know that's his channel. I think that's the channel name. So I watched that. I watched those years ago because I was into Volkswagen vans at the time, and I was just loved running away and living in my vans for 2 or 3 months at a time in the summertime. When it came time that I retired and I shut down my TV because it was a waste of money and time, I started watching YouTube, and Chrome Valdez of Van City Van Life came on, and I kind of started watching him. And the reason I was watching him was because he was in Cape Breton Island or Nova Scotia or something like that. And I was like, I've been there in one of my Volkswagen vans. So I started following him, and I'm like, oh, that's another aspect, a day-to-day life van or van life video to watch. So a few years later, about 4 or 5 years later, when I retired completely and I was ready to sell my house and move to Alberta, buy another sticks and bricks. Well, as I was leaving my house, there was a big epiphany of like, what did I just do? I just sold my house that I've lived in forever. What am I doing? And literally van life popped into my head. I went to Alberta and I banged my head against the wall for a while and started looking at property. Nothing was falling in, and I jumped in my van and drove back to BC, and I've never looked back since. That was the second week of January, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So yeah, what are we doing here? It says let me scroll it back. A lot of people out there in the nature being careless. Yes, that's what Brett finds. The camera exposure sweet spot. That's tough, dude. We're just going back. Mike, Miller Lake Mike. I've been watching you doing your practices now that Mike just retired. I think he just had his first 30 days of not working and didn't collect a check. Congratulations, buddy. I'm not sure if we're going to hit this comment. Bye, Lorene. We'll say goodbye. I don't know if you're gone already because I was babbling for a bit. Oh, there we go. Steve. Yeah. Steve is amazing. So, yeah, those were my inspirations to come and do this stuff. Picking up the camera and having all those people in your mind takes you a lot of time to get them out of your mind and become you, right? You are number one. You need to find yourself, be that person, find your own trip on it. And I was saying I'm trying to switch over to be more like Dustin. And I made the video. I tried to make a video, documentary style video, and I'm learning how to edit it and have some fun with it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like so tough because we are people of habit. So how do we actually unravel ourselves and start something new is the whole secret. And I kept hitting road bumps and speed bumps. So we're trying it. Yeah, we'll see. I got a few other things up my sleeve, they call. So Michael, I call that Chrome era as his George Michael face. That's it. Oh, Pauline's bringing me out grapes. We'll have to have that conversation when I get home, Mike. Maybe if you want, you can come and hang out. I was thinking about heading up island. Maybe you can come up there and we can hike down some. You hike down some. Puts them in, then she puts her hand in there and gets them all dirty. Well, find some railroad tracks you can wander down. Maybe the one where they crashed up at Was. Oh, that sounds cool, Jessica. When I watch those, you haven't seen a lot of those people since the COVID hit. I remember watching, that's when I started really watching and exploring a lot of different people on van life, being all around the world. But it was funny because COVID was hitting and they were all like, oh my God, I got to get home. Some people left their vans, some people drove them home, did all that crazy stuff. And that's where I met Emin and didn't meet them, Eamon and Beck and the van wives. Started watching people like them, one adventure at a time. It was really fun watching van life people have to go through an epidemic type of thing like that and figure out what they're going to do. Well, how's it doing, Craig? We didn't have any seafood last night, but the night before we actually had fresh Dungeness crab. I don't follow Max or Roxy, no. From one goes to another. Aiming it back. I know. I just found that out too, right? That was so funny. That was a funny little video when they put out when they were actually doing the P test. So that was cute. Jim, I was actually worried about you, buddy. Mr. Harmison, I was kind of worried about you. I haven't seen any comments lately. And I was kind of worried because I know what your family situation's like. And I was thinking about you all day yesterday. I'm going through my own crap up here, but right, Pauline?
Our own crap.
Our own crap. So I started to think about you and I started to worry about you because you guys don't know, Jim and I go back like to the 60s. His family were, his mom and dad were good friends with my mom and dad. So these guys go, see you later, Danny. Have a great day. What? I didn't know that. Really? Because so is you guys watch Van Life Sagas? with Dom and what was her name? Marie. It's good to hear. And what about mom? Jim, how's your mom doing? He is, isn't he, Mike? Yeah, he's a great guy to be in person. You guys have met. No, maybe you haven't met. Maybe you have. I don't know. You guys are lost. Me, I can't find out anywhere. Okay. Okay. I hope that's a good thing, Jim. Hope y'all got big sleeves. You guys are losing me with all your comments. They're just so random. I thought I was random. Now you guys are like turning into me. It's crazy. Yeah. So I'm finishing up a project. We'll be hitting it today, finishing up part of it today, hopefully getting it all ready today, and then we'll reassemble it tomorrow. Squirrel. Hi, Sue. Welcome. 30 minutes in now, so you guys stay out of the hospital. It's too nice. Hospitals are for winter stays. See you, Mr. Wanderer. Have a great day. Hello, Cindy. Do you have any plans to travel to Tofino? If I have a van life person that wants to go out to Tofino and check it out, I'd love to go with them. One. Actually started late, Sue, so hi, Michelle, Cindy. I've been there so many times, and I know that I should go out there again and do it again for the heck of it. It's such a tourist trap, so maybe I should do something different. Like maybe we'll go and do like the winter storm season out there. Do something different instead of just going out and seeing all the craziness and the tourists, especially in the summertime. I hear you, Cindy. It is an amazing place. I love Ucluelet 10 times more than I love Tofino just because of the craziness amount of people and stuff that are there. Um, and honestly, you can have both cities if you want because I'd rather just go hang out on the beaches out there. I know a couple of spots that I want to go out and recheck. They supposedly closed them down. They're out in the Broken Group, and there's a logging road that goes out there that I want to go just see what's happening with the situation out there. It used to be a wreck site out there. Supposedly they closed it down because of contamination. But the place had been open for decades and decades and decades, and also they found contamination and shut it down. I mean, it's kind of fishy. So maybe you have to go and explore some back roads out in Tofino. Of course, with a quick glimpse, but I think I do have videos of Tofino. If you go back, maybe write Tofino in my search engine on my channel, you might be able to find something. I know I've been there a few times. I don't know if I've had the schoolie out there yet, but we'll see what happens. Hello, Celia. There's my buddy Dusty, hanging out in the backyard. You better go visit Mom and Pa or our rocks. Missed mine to death. But yeah, Cindy, in the wintertime, and it's not snow, it's rain. And like literally when you're driving between the two towns, there's actually the road actually looks like the ocean because it rains so hard. There'll be that much rain on the water on the road, and it's inland. So at least probably like a mile, quarter a mile to a mile inland, and it'll look like it's an ocean. Right, Jessica? Yeah, we have these places that are so, and they keep selling the tourism. So you're like, oh, that's where I want to go. And it's like, yeah, You should come with me. I'll take you to some places that'll blow your mind. You're like, what? So that's what my plan is when I get back to the island. Hey, Mike, I have never gone fishing. I just picked up a fishing rod from a friend of mine. I need to get some lures and I need to pick up my fishing license. I do have a saltwater license for crabbing and stuff like that, uh, catching fish. Um, but yeah, I plan on going back to Vancouver Island with my fishing rod, and we're going to start exploring Vancouver Island, and then yeah, we're gonna just hunker down there for a good year. Well, yeah, year and a half or more of just hanging out there, and before we leave the island, unless something comes up, we'll have to wait and see. And fresh good Sam, fresh good halibut. I was up in Prince Rupert just a little while ago, Mike, and a buddy of mine took me out on his little pleasure craft, and we picked up 2 30-pound halibut, all filmed and stuff like that. And yeah, I got to cook that up as we were filleting it up and had it for dinner that night. Magnificent. Plus, I had a whole bunch of Dungeness crab given to me. We picked some up out of the ocean, and some was dropped off by friends the day before. You're scared about a PET scan that I have to have. Oh, CAT scan, not PET scan. I thought you were talking about the dude's little eye thing. Like he's got one of those Apple chips around his collar, so if I ever lose him, I can find him. Yes, and I would be worried. I'd never. Words of advice, Cheryl. Always think positive. Right? The human brain, when it goes into the negativity and the dark side of the moon, there will keep thinking negatively and getting worse, and you'll always have to figure something. Oh well, if this is so, I'll have to do that, and if it's that, I'll have to do this, and if it's, you know what? It's like 99% of the time when I worry and think about that, and the time comes when the thing happens, 99% of the time I don't have to worry about it, and that other 1% of the time, I haven't thought about that way of handling it, and I just handle it that way, and it works. So we spend too much time thinking negatively and worrying about things that, you know what, you got to sit down, you got to start to enjoy life and everything there is to offer in it, and always look at the bright side of things and celebrate what's right with the world. There you go. Run from the traps. And I love that. That's a beautiful one, Pixie. I think that was cool. Mike W. Was that helicopter trip in Prince Rupert? Yes, it was. It was awesome. First, well, I had one small trip in a helicopter, and basically we took off from the helicopter base and flew straight to the airport, which is in 2 or 3 videos of that era of my videos. So we actually went and visited the airport, which is on another island, and we took off in the airport from where we took off. And I was young. I think I was like 12 or 14 years old or something when I was traveling with my dad. So yeah, had to get a quick jump over there because we missed something, or I can't remember what his excuse was. But anyways, we did it, and but this one was unbelievable, especially when you know the guy. Like he was a couple years younger than me. He's a good friend of my good friends that we stopped and saw in Dawson Creek. So we were just babbling away, just like we knew each other, and it was just so comfortable. And yeah, yeah, Mike, it was pure luck. It was pure luck. My buddy said, "Don't you remember?" The funny thing is, the helicopter pilot actually lived 2 doors down from me for the last year or something that I was in Prince Rupert. So, and you know what, Mike? That's why I do these things. I was telling you guys that I had a couple influences in my life, and then one of the things that happened when I started making these videos. You guys ever heard of the Foo Fighters? I know, Go out and do it. Don't be jealous. Go out and do it. you can look in the phone book, and I'm pretty sure you're going to find somebody that will put you in a helicopter, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that much, and it will be worth the experience, because that's what they do all day long and drive it. So that was my first helicopter ride. um, so my influence that happened recently was a guy from the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, and he's been putting out. He's the master of selling himself in so many different ways. And he's been putting out he was putting out some little documentary type videos on YouTube. And one of them talks about him being young. And he says, it starts out with him. I thought, like, okay, I crawled into bed and I hit the play button or the hit the record button. And starts talking about him being, a teenager in Washington State somewhere. And he mentions how he used to go to bed every night. Instead of writing a diary, he used to speak into a microphone and record it on a cassette. He says he didn't realize how expensive batteries were, is what he said. And he used to document every part of his life until he realized that he didn't have to do it anymore, because, of course, he started playing for the band Nirvana. And then he says everything. There was always cameras around. There was always something going on. So he never really had to worry about redocumenting anything, because it was all being done for him at that time. He finally reached that pinnacle in his life. I thought, that is so cool. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm not healthy. Hey, Peter, how's it going, buddy? I'm not healthy, and I'm really wanting to live life. I struggle with what I'm doing right now sometimes with my breathing and my bones and stuff like this, but I'd rather be living life than dying life, right? I can go and sit at home and wait for the doctors, wait for this test, and wait for that test, and the whole time I'm doing that, I'm not really doing anything except just staring at four walls, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And ever since I started doing the van life and started experiencing things, whenever I get too bored, I go somewhere else, and I go find something else. And yes, I'm going to struggle. I'd struggle at home with my health if I had a house and sticks and bricks. So I'm just happy to be doing what I'm doing. What I say is, I just had that death in this family, and I really encouraged him to get out and start living life. And yeah, he didn't get to. Bought a motorhome, but by the time he got the motorhome, there was too much pain and stuff to actually drive it and take it anywhere. So I enjoy life. Happy Canada Day, everybody. Confederation Day, 1960s, 2023. Excuse me, I was having some grapes were dropped off. Hey, Sten, how's it going, dude? Okay, 2023 minus 1867. Canada's 156th birthday today. Carpe diem, living in the moment, day by day. Exactly, one day at a time. Living in the low gear, slow and steady, wins the race. Hey, good looking, VL. Yeah. What did you miss other than we are old men and we want to live the best we can? Yeah, tomorrow hopefully never comes. Well, like Mike, we're on the same page, weren't we? Yeah. Yeah, so life is good. I've really appreciated the time that I've had here with my ultra, or what do they call it? Ultra? No, alter. You have two families. Like my buddy that just passed, his son is like my kid type of thing, but he's not my kid. He's my good friend, but he's young and yeah, I was good friends with his dad and that. His lovely wife is just so beautiful, and I'm blessed to have people like that in my life because they are like family to me. And right now, I have my sisters all over BC, but you know, these guys are here, and I come by and see them just as much as I do my other family. So we have to embrace those beautiful relationships that we have in our life, especially when crap like this happens. Family, I love it. You get the next prize. One of my subs, though, he's from here. What's his name? Mike. Not Mike W. Michael W. Very good question. But I had some experience in 2007 on a place called blogtv.ca. And that was in 2007. And I started doing this, exactly this. This was Blog TV. Blog TV is me. When you turn on the camera, you're on a live stream, and I get to read the crap over here. Or is it over here? I don't know. I know what side it's on for me, but I got to read the chat applet, and then it was all about us entertaining you. And it was put on by Alliance Atlantis or Showcase TV out of Canada, and they were looking for the next up and coming stars of Canada. So you were allowed to come on and make any kind of videos you wanted, any type of shows you wanted. So I started doing that in 07, which then that's kind of was my stepping ladder into doing YouTube videos. So I stopped making videos back in probably 2009 or 10. I got a little PO'd at YouTube and their stringent rules with copyright rules and playing music and stuff like that. So I learned how to change that and come back and not be so. I guess when you're younger, we get a little uptight and get PO'd earlier. So, anyways, we're so I had a little previous experience putting my face in front of the camera. It was different, like 15 years later. Technology's come a long way in those 15 years. But again, it's weird in the beginning, and the more, just like, I think I started out this broadcast by saying how habitual human beings are. And if we keep doing the same thing, we'll do the same thing over and over again, right? And we get good at it. Change is difficult, but it's consistent. It will always happen in your life. You can make those changes if you want. So that's where I'm trying to change my channel, and it's hard to break what I've molded myself into, but I want to do something a little bit bigger, grow a little bit better, and make things a little bit cooler. And so let's see, my video will be out it should be out by the next weekend. It's the one that I'm talking about, more documentary style thing. So we're gonna figure it out and see how it works. I'll put some extra. I'm gonna actually make it a premiere. Okay, so that way we can talk about it while you're watching the video, and I'll be there live with you guys in the chat applet next to the video that we're watching. Yes, that sounds a good time. When am I going back to Calgary? Never. You like that? That was me pretending I was stuck, but I could see this thing here moving all the time in the wind. I'll be I try to go to Calgary once a year. Again, I don't think I'll be leaving the island. If I do, it'll probably be a plane trip to go visit the kids. But I'm not planning on driving off the island next year. I want to spend the rest of this summer on the island, the whole winter, and all of next summer on the island doing exploring and bringing you guys my idea where Vancouver Island is and what we have to share with you there. I was born there in 1963, and I left for about 30 years, and then I returned So now I'm 60 years old. So half of my life has been on Vancouver Island. The other half has been traveling around to all these places that I'm taking you to. That's why I have so many friends in so many places. So, and by the way, good looking. I'm working on a project. This is my work shirt. Look over. Yeah, very good idea, Claire. It'll be fun. I'll love to have you in there and watching late too. Because yeah, it's gonna be kind of. I don't want to give away anything other than it's documentary-ish. It's my first attempt at doing something a little bit different. Because it's like tourist stuff, but it's not tourist stuff. So it's, and it was neat because I ran into a lady there who happens to be a van life watcher. And they sold ice cream there. So I pulled up to get ice cream, and as I'm getting out of my van, Brent! Well, turns out she's also from Nanaimo, and I met her previously. She's a van dweller at the laundromat that I occurred to. Well, it was fun. We had a lot of fun. Gave her some stickers, and she told me about Dustin Porter showing up there, and I guess the cat lady went up there, and yeah, it's cool. Hey, Northwest World, how's it going, dude? Now, get me right. North West Coast has a different email address, but I'm thinking it is George. So I can't remember if you are George. Give me a thumbs up. So, yep, it's me. Because I like to be able to put names to people's faces. Like Charles Alden. Yeah, it's Dusty, you guys. If you ever want to say hi to Dusty, just say hi, Dusty. That's where it is. How's it going, George? George is from my old town of Prince Rupert, where I went to school. He showed up and met me on not only when I was in Rupert, but he's also came. We first met on Vancouver Island when he's one of my followers that I want to meet again. I'm like, come on over. Who remembers? Good looking. You're more than welcome to come on down to Vancouver Island. I would love to tour around for anybody that's ever down to Vancouver Island. Reach out to me, and if you can't catch me on a video or a live stream, there's usually an email address in one of my videos down below. Ship me an email address. I check my email at least once a day. Okay, I lie. I'm going to say at least 3 times a week. So, yeah, reach out to me that way. I'll let you know where I'm at. We can go hang out. If you want to go tour the island with me, come hang out. We will camp in, find some secret spots. I don't mind. We'll help you guys become YouTubers, or present you in a video, or just hang out and do whatever. I'm here for you guys, right? That's one thing that I really want to do, is make sure that I'm not really hiding away from anybody, unless you're being a weirdo. Not that kind of a weirdo, but that. And yeah, just be upfront and cool, and pretty easy to get along with. Travel around America in a bus, nice bus, because he was afraid to fly. Nope, don't know Charles Curl. Sorry, Sue. Maybe before my time. This is what I like you, Brent. You're just chilling, fancy bells and whistles and glitter. What? You're just you with fancy bells, whistles, and glitter. And trying to figure out if that's a compliment. You must be more like an art form. What? EP is more like an art form. Oh, you got that right, Mike? You need to be like jack of all trades, master of none. So yes, mine's pretty. Like, I know a lot of people do the research and go and do their videos and do a bunch of stuff. Mine started as just basically day-to-day life stuff that's going on. Kind of want to do a little bit of both. And then you got to put the camera in front of your face all the time, and you got to remember to do that. And sometimes we forget, and then we're like, oh, I forgot to do that. And, do you want to run back and make second 2 and 3 takes? No, I'm usually like one take. Occasionally I'm like, oh, I catch myself making a mistake and I'll try to fix it. But usually mine are all like one off. I throw a crap of stuff on the floor when I'm editing and keep the best out of it. I will put up 30 to 40 minutes of video and it'll turn into a 12 to 15 minute video just to show you how much editing is done. You usually watch yourself 4 to 6 times doing the video. You set everything up, you start going through it, and a bunch of stuff hits the ground, then you fine tune it, then you got to add music, then you got to, oh yeah. And then you got to learn about copyrights and how to go search for music. And yeah, you are a master of all trades, or what do we go? Jack of all trades, master of none. We're in a bus by like yours, right? Good luck with finding a bus. They're quite expensive now. I was really shocked. Somebody asked me how much they thought my bus was, and I'm like, I don't know. I know what I got into it. And even when I got into it, they quoted me way higher than what I got into it. And I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah. Yes. Yes. So here's the scoop, you guys. Like I'm at like 5,000 viewers. It's not a lot. I put in a day's worth of videos, which gives me, I can't remember, 130 videos, little video clips, which is over 30 minutes of the actual video. Then you edit it all down and you come up with a 12-minute video and you put it on YouTube. And by the way, you have to have a bit of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a month before you can collect anything off of YouTube. And then all of a sudden, bingo, bango, bongo, you're making money. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. My videos make about $17. I mean, you figure that out by the hour. 8 and 4 is 12. And yeah, so 12. We'll just round it off to like 15 hours of work. So I get paid $1 an hour. Yeah, I think I get paid for this too. But I do it because I enjoy doing it. It gives me a hobby. And yes, Jessica, you are absolutely right. It is half algorithm, which I am just learning about going into my 3rd year on YouTube. So I'm trying to learn how to use that properly. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit of help from my dear friend when I get home. And he can show me how things are done a little bit better. And we're going to see if we kick things up a notch when I get home. Right now, I'm doing the bare bones basics. It's helping. It's working. But yeah, we need we need more algorithm. I think the videos are finally coming around. Not quite where I want them, but hello, Moose 35 degrees in Moose Jaw. Oh my God, you guys must be like dying out there. Oh, he's down by the river. There you go. Three days out of home in BC. I'm guessing that's supposed to be. You know what, Sue? You might have sold me with all this chit chat and everything there with this Robert Curl. Is he American or Canadian? Canadian. I think you're always trying to help me. That's what I do. You ask and you shall receive. If I can. Oh, I see. Yeah, they did the same thing to me. I'm having major issues on my lungs. I do have black spots on my lungs, and they thought maybe I was getting rheumatoid in my lungs. But when they compared it with other X-rays of my lungs, they had found that they hadn't grown any over like a couple of months or years or something like that. So we are less than lucky, I guess, that that's the way things are. It is what it is, and it's exactly what it is. Make the best of what it is, and always put a smile on your face. Right? We woke up. We're on the right side of the grass. It's a sunny day out. I got a beer in my hand. I'm pretty happy about that. I need to go finish to doing my project that I'm building. You guys are gonna love it. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. And then maybe I'll have to get my hair cut. Charles, okay. Sue, you're getting me all screwed up. Hey, Kay, how's it going? You're late, darn it. And yes, you are late because it's 1 hour and 38 seconds into the broadcast. Guess what that means, folks? Oh, thank you, Penny. That gets me more interested. I told you guys last week I watched a guy named Dwight Jones, I believe his name, Dwight Jones, celebrate what's right with the world. I think that's his name, but I know that's the name of his video, and I know he's got some of those podcasts too. He's one guy that really got me thinking in the positive matter, as well as The Secret and watching and reading The Secret and a couple of the things that come along with it. I also read a book that was called the Celestine Prophecies, which brought my spiritual senses to a different realm. It was kind of weird. So yeah, there's about 4 or 5 books of those that you can actually read that goes through their different things in life. So yeah, it's all about perspective in life and how we think. So if you can try to find that more positive way of thinking and lean towards that, it's definitely training that the human brain needs to get trained to do, because we live in such a mixed up society, I guess we could call it now. There is so much wrong with the world that it's hard to find what's right. So, anyways, I'm gonna say good night, you guys. Good afternoon, good day, and I don't think anybody's in the morning because it'd be tomorrow. I'm really glad that I remembered I was a little bit off this morning, and I called out that I wanted to touch base with you guys, and then I forgot. We had company drop by again, and I was working on my project, and I was like, "Oh crap, I'm late," but I made it. I'm here now. I'd like to ask you guys one favor before we go. I want you all to go to your keyboards, whether they're here or whether they're here. I want you to go down to your chat. I want you to click it open. And I want you to send me a bunch of hearts. Okay? Let's close this baby with a bunch of love, okay? If I can find it on mine. Mine's not showing up. There we go. Pixie's got it going. Oh, okay. Let's try this one. There we go. Thank you, Jose. There we go. I just keep pumping them full, right? There you go. So don't forget to hit the like button on your way out the door. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. I do small updates on Patreon a couple times a week to let you know where I'm actually at and what I'm up to. And yes, we will be here putting videos out every second day for you guys to enjoy. So travel along with us, enjoy the ride. Don't forget to put your seatbelts on and hang on tight because we're heading out. Peace, everybody.